Ari Shapiro.
Whether you knew his coaching, his announcing, or his video game, John Madden made an impact.
He's meant so much to the game. He's meant so much to so many kids. He's one of those foundational figures of football.
Remembering an NFL giant after the news. Live from NPR News, I'm Dale Wilman. White House Health Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says large New Year's Eve parties are not a good idea this year because of the continuing surge of the coronavirus across the country. That surge is coming in large part because of the Omicron variant. Researchers say Omicron appears to be less deadly, but Fauci says its higher rate of infection can still cause problems for the country's health system.
The increased transmissibility of Omicron resulting in extremely high volume of cases may override some of the impacts of the disease severity.
Now turn right onto Meridian Court.
Since our hospital system could still be stressed in certain areas of the country.
Fauci is also stressing the need for everyone who's been vaccinated to also get the booster shot. Auto sales were down this year. That's a result of semiconductor shortages that have kept the lid on how many vehicles car makers can churn out. And as NPR's Camilla Dominowski reports, there's also another consequence.
Now turn right onto Kenwood Road.
It's been a wild year for the auto industry. Computer chips, which are everywhere in modern vehicles, were in short supply. That meant millions fewer vehicles were manufactured than car makers would have liked. As dealership lots got emptier, prices got higher and higher. Cars and trucks are now selling, on average, for record prices, often hundreds or thousands of dollars more than sticker price. The unbalanced market has pushed up used vehicle prices, too. And the semiconductor shortages are expected to last for months longer, possibly into 2023. Camila Dominowski, NPR News.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is asked to speak with President Biden tomorrow. White House officials say the two leaders will talk about a range of topics. Soon to be on that list is the situation at the Ukrainian border, where Russia's been massing its forces. The stock market today on Wall Street, the Dow gained 90 points to close 36,488. The Nasdaq was down 15 points. You're listening to NPR News.
Good afternoon. It's 4:33 and 47 degrees in Cincinnati. This is 91.7 WVXU. I'm Bill Reinhardt. More Ohio National Guard troops are being deployed to help out in the state's hospitals. State House correspondent Joe Ingles reports.
Governor Mike DeWine says the state's hospitals say they need more help, so he's authorized 1,250 members of the Ohio National Guard, most going to northern Ohio, where they're desperately needed.
We're being guided by where they are needed most today. And so 2 weeks from now, it may be very different. It may be different 2 days or 3 days from now.
460 Guard members in Cleveland, 160 in Toledo, and 100 in Columbus. Others are in the process of being deployed to Mansfield, Dayton, and Wyoming. Joe Burns, the Ohio Public Radio State House correspondent.
Cases in Hamilton County are nearing the peak it set last year. WVXU's Corey Shermer has more.
In the past 7 days, the county has averaged more than 513 COVID cases per 100,000 people. In the same time frame, 27 people have died from the virus, slightly more than 3 per day. Health Commissioner Greg Husserl says there are roughly 11,700 active cases in the county.
So if you are out and about, once again, you should always use caution. They're really strongly encouraging people to follow the CDC guidance, which include wearing masks in public places, don't slow the spread of COVID-19, as well as help keep your family safe.
Hospitalizations are also up from the previous week. Husserl says most of the patients are unvaccinated. Corey Shermer, 91.7 WVXU.
Some cities, including London, Paris, New York, and Seattle, have scrapped or scaled down their New Year's Eve celebrations for a
1,000
second straight
feet,
year
turn
due to
right
the
onto 10
coronavirus.
Square Avenue.
But the Lake Erie community of Port Clinton is moving ahead with the countdown drop of Wiley the Walleye. Christina Tilson, chair of the Wiley Foundation, says the event was held virtually last year.
And not only return wild, but the return of the camaraderie and just the overall experience of being able to be here and being able to enjoy the area. And I mean, that's our whole premise, is to entice more people to come here in the off season.
She says before the pandemic, the Walleye Drop attracted about 5,000 people every year. This is the event's 25th year. More rain tonight. A low of
Support for NPR comes from this station and from Autism Speaks. Autism Speaks is working to create a world where all people with autism can reach their full potential.
considered from NPR News. I'm Mary Louise Kelly.
And I'm Ari Shapiro. President Biden came into office promising a change of direction after former President Trump's immigration crackdown. He had an ambitious agenda to overhaul the nation's border policies. But as the end of the year approaches, many of those proposals have been blocked, reversed, or simply abandoned. We're going to spend a few minutes now looking at the state of immigration with NPR's Joel Rose, who covers migration policy from here in the States, and NPR's Carrie Kahn, our correspondent in Mexico City. Good to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
Hi, Ari.
Joel, President Biden has a long list of proposed immigration reforms. How successful has his administration been in changing the course from the previous administration?
Well, not good overall. I mean, the administration came in promising to roll back some of former President Trump's harshest immigration policies, and to build a safe and humane immigration system. And the Biden administration does have some things that it can point to as successes, like mostly stopping construction of the border wall and also helping to reunite about 100 migrant families that were forcibly separated during the Trump administration. But the Biden administration really has not succeeded in other areas. It just pulled out of settlement talks to provide compensation for the families that were forcibly separated. And its attempts to rebuild the asylum system at the southern border have just not gotten a lot of traction. And so we end the year with some of the Trump administration's key border policies still in place and even expanding.
And what does the situation on the border look like right now?
Well, the headline is that there's been a surge in the number of migrants crossing the border illegally. The Border Patrol recorded nearly 1.7 million encounters in the fiscal year that ended in September, and that is the most ever recorded in a fiscal year. But keep in mind that more than 1 million of those migrants were quickly expelled under a controversial public health order known as Title 42 that began in 2020 under former